Today na the 15th day of August 2022. I no get the energy. I no get her. I no get the energy. But the program must go on, yeah? Program for go on. There is a lot will happen over the weekend. And as things they unfold today, Monday, we been get the Ecowas chair for go salon. And it been talked to we. The Ecowas chair. Some people then say it deliver. Some people say what you expect from Ecowas when things then can happen, another call a spade, and can look for because they are just the same people. And so some people they talk. But some people they say no. They deliver. He talk I talk He hope say people they for listen, they listen. Omar Fofana be there on BBC. He give about the ECOWAS chair and visit. He give about the Sani Abacha Street, a demolition of the market table them. Then he give about the latest na McKinney. Before in the give, Sierra Leone police, self be don't go ahead and pull a press release. Because from yesterday to today, news be go around about somebody we na Hassan S. Dumbuya, we most people in Sabian for Evangelist Samson, we na a social media person for the APC, and people be the talk say then shoot him, he die, and all those things. But Salon police don't pull a press release relating to that. Okay, I think we're gonna start because there's a lot for put on table. Let's start with the ECOWAS chair in speech. Then from there, we go to Sierra Leone police, then press release about the updates where they go on now in the country. Then we go come with Umaru Fofana. Sheku Kamara say he send some stars, but he don't know if he reflect to me, if I can able for confirm. Mohamed Kamara, thank you for the stars, sir. Sheku Kamara, send stars. I'll get for check them later, Sheku. As long as you send them through Facebook stars, not emojis, definitely, it go show. It go show. So, from yesterday net, the press secretary, na social media handle, we don't tell we say. Today we for expect a high-powered delegation from ECOWAS with the president of Guinea-Bissau and the ECOWAS chair for Cam Salon. Then this morning, Umar Fofana Sef, Djibouti, thank you for the stars. Bangura Ibrahim, what's that kind of studio? There? Umar Fofana Sef will say a high-powered delegation from ECOWAS go Cam Salon. And indeed, then come. Daniel Cisse, thank you for the start. Idoyeri, the president of ECOWAS, the chair for ECOWAS, the president of Guinea-Bissau. What you take from waiting he say? You think say he was duly informed? when it comes to the killing aspect, you think say he was duly informed? Adama Kadri, thank you for the stars. Because he was just stressing on the police side where then kill, which we condemn totally. And na that side they in focus more. Killing of the police. He say no go happen in country. He say no go happen in country. He say when he come, he get closed door meeting with President Bio. So it look like say na on that side na he talk from. He say Honorable Tunis go na in country. He tell and say engage the opposition, talk to the opposition, talk to them. Honorable Tunis. If you can go all the way to Guinea-Bissau and encourage the president of Guinea-Bissau for engage the opposition, he say at the end he began for engage them. But in Sierra Leone, no. Opposition, engage opposition as alone. No. So that same energy, Honorable Tunisa, do ya? Unless if you talk am na salon, then they know they do am. Unless if you talk and they know they do am. But through the president of Guinea-Bissau, don't hear now say, you tell and say, let engage the opposition. Police die. Yes, not true. Brutally. Yes, not true. You know say civilians then die back. You know say civilians them die where bullets go meet say inside, they also not be mixed by riot. They not be mixed there at all. You know that? Yes, where he start in speech, he talk about the condolence to the citizens, the police officers, and he console the one that we lost families. That is true. But to the end of his speech, if they press more on the side of the police officers, and they be the press. Which is true, yes, we need police. When something happen and the police can save we. I make we get police. But the way things they go, the trust between the police and the citizens them, I'm afraid. August say President Bio do everything for engage with the opposition, but the opposition decided not for engage with President Bio for political selfish gain. Okay, I don't hear you, Sam. You hear Usai it tell President Bio for engage with civil society, opposition leaders and all. You hear that side there? He say President Bio tell and say, oh, Ingo meet with waiting the traditional leaders them. Civil societies. With opposition leaders them. He saying talk to former President Koroma. He saying in Kenya. But President Koroma assure and say we in can saloon. He go meet with President Bio. Eh? Okay. We dey wait for that meeting there. A meeting will for don't happen since like yesterday. Eh? But it not happen. They don't meet 21 or 2 times, na fall face meeting. That's what me see you. The meeting with President Kuma and former President Kuma and President Bill don't meet. Because what are we getting out of it? We hope say this time around if then they meet, let me see result. Let me see result. Yes, they're not to party because then we don't ask President Bill about former President Kuruma if then they talk. He say no to him party. Then see we are blind in Nicomoyanda. Boom! That 10 day. I don't know if you remember. He said they will tune a body. They will not believe waiting and they talk. Eh? They will not believe waiting and they talk. But now, if they talk something different back. Okay. Will they take note for engage the Peace Commission, opposition party. You remember, I don't know if you hear that side where he talk say, President Biono to old man. Then for able go talk to and then for able go meet them. You hear that side, eh? Yes, he apologized because the Portuguese. He apologized for English, but I hope so you be the listening fine. Eh? I believe. He say President Biono to old man. He say no to old man. He say so youth man for able to go meet her and talk to him. I hope say the people who want to go talk to the president and go get access. Because who this alone, we already know. But waiting now one day they try for say is President will forget engagement. Engagement with the youth man them. Now I make you say President be not to old person. So then for able to go talk to her. Okay. He say where you dey opposition. If na fire no more you dey put fire, you put fire. That fire there you go wait for you. Eh? The fire go wait for you. What means say, who yourself can rule? Not so they see. The fire go wait for you. So why put fire? Who say you want for plant flower? Eh? Why you they put fire? Who say you want for plant flower? Okay. The Ecowas chair don't come. You don't do your own. A quick come. A quick one. Let we come to the press release Let we do the press release or let we do the BBC first? Okay, no, let we go. Oh, let we do the press release. From Sierra Leone police. Let we see what in Sierra Leone police want we for know about the happenings over the weekend. Okay? Press statement from Salon Police. Wait, not today, the 15th day of August 2022. Abatuke Kaba, thank you for the stars. Eh? The Sierra Leone police want to inform the general public for say after the trouble will be happen by waiting they call misguided individuals them on the 10th of August 2022 where then they be result to destruction of property them and loss of lives them na affected areas them. The security forces don't they conduct raids na hideout them. And outside people and go hide. People will be mixed by them. Bad thing they will be happen. Outside and go hide. For the thing they will happen. They try for hide let the law no bets them. Then say the area them where then the target na Freetown. Then we get successful raid and then we arrest suspect them. They not tell we among suspects they arrest. Been to summer, thank you. I see the stars are raining. Let them keep raining. Then say they raid and arrest suspect them, but they not tell we among suspect. But they tell we say they hand over the suspects them to CID headquarters. Na Pademba Road, na Freetown, for waiting for thorough investigation. Then say in order for make them prevent another insurrection, then we do similar raids them. Now towns and cities them, now the provinces, including Makeni, Maboka, and Kamakwe. Then say na intelligence become meet them. Na tip na somebody become talk na the yes. So the security forces them then we do successful raids them back. Now several hideouts them then outside people and go hide. Now Makeni. And then people there then suspect them. Say then and be there for this thing will be happen. Then they arrest some and they hand over them to police for investigation. Amongst the arrest, they not tell we yonder back. However, then say the security forces them, then be they act again on the intelligence, and a person can tell them something. For say on the 14th of August, when I be yesterday Sunday, then be get for bust na one place. Who side they say na ex-combatant them. Ex-combatants na people them way be don't fight. Before pan the war, we be say they don't hand over and gun them. They say na ex-combatant them. Now they then be gather. And then be the talk out them for attack back. So Salon police say them be bust na one place. Who say people who be don't fet trade, we be don't hand over a gun when a ex-combatant. Then be sidom, they arrange how them for attack. Then say when they see the police, them bust by them. Now them begin for run. So police back begin for run after them. The security forces begin for run after them people here we been they run. Then say another group from wetin them call makeshift structure na station road, like them market table but now the one go get something patapo get side for sidon makeshift structure then say na station road na makeni. Then group the day will be appear, the group will be appear by the police them. Then shoot by the police them. Then shoot gun. Then open fire. Then shoot gun by the police them. What thing the police then get for do? Then self shoot by them. So then get what thing they call crossfire. Crossfire. The one then they shoot by the police then back shoots by them. So then say during this crossfire, one Hassan S. Dumbuya, where mostly people in Sabi for Evangelist Samson, then be kill him by the crossfire between them people here and the police them. Then say and 4 other people them, they arrest them people in there. The one them where they arrest, so that only here they tell we how much number of people them where they arrest. Remember they say they don't do it na Freetown, they don't do Maboka, Kamakwe, Makeni. Now only on this particular explanation, now in Salome police don't tell we say now 4 people them they arrest and 1 been die. When I Evangelist Samson. Then say the one them where they arrest, they help the police with the investigation. Then say, by them people in the way they arrest, then be also find 1 light submachine gun with a 9.26 millimeter. Then be found at the scene at the makeshift structure. Outside the ex-combatant here being they get her for say then they plan for go attack. Now so Salome police say. Salome police say then they order all the one them where they don't declare wanted. I don't see the list yet. So Salome police declare wanted list. I don't know if you don't see them. Because me, they look for the one way now, the official Salome police wanted list. I've seen a lot of lists where not get Salome police emblem. So I don't know. But Salome police say all the one they don't declare wanted for go surrender to the nearest police station or police post. The Sierra Leone police also they appeal to the general public for make una go give them information we go lead for make them go arrest the people them where then they look for. We don't run away. Salome police say if you sabi them people in there, make you call 119 and make you talk na the ears so that them go able for catch them bad people in there where then they look for. Again, me, I don't see the wanted list. The official one with Salome police in the talk about Naya. I don't know if you've seen it. While the security forces go continue for pursue them bad people them for waiting be happen. They want for bring them for make them go investigate them and prosecute them na court. The general public then they are sure of with safety and with security. Signed, William Faya Selu, Inspector General of police. So now this Salon police say about the death of Evangelist Samson. I say na crossfire. And me the fire pa then serve the fire pa. They one day and another day na him die. So Salon police say. Okay. Well, we don't hear from Salon police, not so. Then give it then your account. Let we listen. Uma Ufofana. No. Before we take Uma Ufofana first, let we take this other one. Let we take this. Yeah? Listen, my BBC reports. Listen to this.
Mr. Bio has also replaced some military chiefs, but families of those who've lost loved ones are demanding the government release their bodies for a befitting burial. Well, the BBC's Thomas Nadi reports, and you may find some of what he's got to say disturbing.
A mother struggling to come to terms with her loss. Maria Cisse lost a 16-year-old daughter.
The mama, they struggle for belief, say, in 16 years of age pikin don't die. The mama, where they cry. You know for belief, say, in 16 years of age girl pikin don't die.
During Wednesday's violent protests, she was hit by a stray bullet at home.
It died during that Wednesday. And a stray bullet na ingo mita na os. E no common at gito. So when we are talking about this, let me try to understand them. Yeah? E no common at git na OCD. And this stray bullet go kill him.
I'm very sad and hurt. I have struggled to take care of my daughter to this stage, and now she is dead. I feel a lot of pain.
Yeah. We don't struggle for men the pikin say 16 years. Then he can't die that way then. Mommy they cry. You say pain. Then I heart.
The bullet first scratched the stomach of an elderly woman who managed to survive and then hit 16-year-old Khadija Ba, killing her instantly.
When the bullet scanner use, it not go direct to the pikin, but he pass past somebody first. But because that person is a big person, he survive him. The bullets pass by him, then it go directly to the 16 years of age pikin. Instantly, it kill him.
The bodies of the 25 who died are deposited at the central morgue.
So now, it don't reach 25. 25 people them. Now they will all lost now. He say them body them, then a mortuary.
Abdul Ba, father of the deceased, had come here to claim her body, but was denied.
Very promising picking Andy. Today I only don't so suffer. Sorry. I know what giving picking. Now go better. And all anybody will kill you picking at the house. Now you house at the action now. Launa appeal for we let them give picking them. That go better.
So it ask say then go get the body, but definitely we know it's then kind incident here. They're not go just hand over body so one time because they have to do what they have to do. Investigation and all this, post-mortem and all those things. But the papa, and they talk so. They ask, say, do ya? Let people help and beg. Let them give them body. Let them go bury them. I know say the president talk about befitting burial for the police officers them we die in the line of duty. We have people we die. We not be mixed. They not be mixed. This is just one of them. Let's continue for listening.
The police opened fire on protesters who said they were angry at the rising cost of living and alleged human rights abuses. I'm at a residential area in Freetown, and I've just come to a house where one of the bullets that was fired at protesters penetrated a heavy metal door and created a very big hole. Now let me go inside to have a look. And it went through this heavy metal door and then went out through the glass window.
So the reporter gonna want us, we then serve they say stray bullets can they, but luckily not kill person. But he make big hole at the metal door and the bullet be go inside.
The occupant of this room, who was around at that time, was very lucky to have escaped. So after the incident, they were able to recover the bullet, and I have it in my hand. It's very small, but it's caused considerable damage to the door and the window. It's just evidence that security forces used live bullets on protesters.
What we had on Wednesday was a very unfortunate situation, and
Valnora Edwin is a good governance and human rights campaigner.
there has been challenges with the police response over time, and we have been advocating for what we have called community policing and working more effectively on early warning signals. So your response should also be commensurate to the threat that you're having. And so we're very concerned that even if the protesters became rioters, but using live ammunition was a bit extreme under the circumstances, which we feel is very unfortunate.
And that's the Sierra Leone governance campaigner, Valnora Edwin, ending that report by the BBC's Thomas Nardi. Well,
Okay. So, waiting Thomas Nardi in the report. Instead a BBC reporter, where is alone right now. Where instead they give in part of the story as it follow along. I see Backish the access. So all the one them who see na street and they host them be there. No sir. But we not for make the one they overshadow the one they within at the host. Yes, people in Commoner Street. We see them. There are videos all around. But what about the one that we know Commoner Street? So we should just focus on the one that we Commoner Street and forget about the one that we know Commoner Street. Everybody is talking about the ones that came out on that day, and we condemn them. But we're not for turn blind eyes to the people that were in their home doing what they were just doing, and now they are no more. Eh? All right. Let me go to the other report. We Umaru Fofana Ingi from the visit of the Ecowas chair to the table and we know they again at Abacha Street into the death of Evangelist Samson. Let's listen.
last week's Mr. Bio has also replaced some military chiefs, but families of those who've lost loved ones are demanding the government release their bodies for a befitting burial.
No, I don't do just no. Okay, we go there again. Now this, now we want.
Sissoko Mbalo flew into Freetown this morning and has met the government. Well, afterwards, he read out a statement.
Let me start by condemning this act of gruesome violence where law enforcement officers have been brutally killed in cold blood. Violence has no place in a democracy dispensation, particularly in a country like Sierra Leone, that has made immense progress in building a stability democratic policy over the years. As a chairman of the Ecowas authority, I am equally pleased that the president has launched an investigation into the event of the 10th August, which is in line with the Ecowas position. I want to encourage the president to continue to engage with the various stakeholders in the coming days, including getting the Peace Commission to undertake a strategic engagement with youth and opposition parties in the various parts of the country. The president also informed me that he will be meeting with the traditional chiefs, religious leaders, civil society, and the political party leaders.
And that's Umaru Sissoko Mbalo, who's the president of Guinea-Bissau and current chair of Ecowas. And our reporter, Umaru Fofana, is in the Sierra Leonean capital. He's on the line into the Focus studio in London now. Good evening, Umaru. Just a practical question, really. So the government on this program, in the person of the president, Mr. Bio, said that he blamed elements within the opposition for being behind this latest bout of violence. The opposition also on this program have said they've got nothing to do with it. What is the purpose then of ECOWAS? What can they do?
Hi, Esau. Well, there is a lot many here believe that ECOWAS can do in this circumstance, not least because there is hardly anything called dialogue that is happening in Sierra Leone today between the parties. I mean, both in terms of the president and the opposition parties, generally speaking. But since this incident happened, we have not heard of any meeting that the president has called with the opposition, despite the accusation that they were involved, one which, like you rightly said, they have vehemently denied.
And see there, yeah, what Umaru Fofana say, they not see the president call no meeting with opposition. But in the ECOWAS chair, don't tell we say, former President Komasi as income, go meet with President Bill. We do wait for that meeting there. But let's continue for listening to Umaru Fofana.
In the last half an hour, I have called the interim chairman of the All People's Congress Party, that's the main opposition party, to find out whether, in fact, they also met with the ECOWAS chairman. And he said no. He said that the speaker of the ECOWAS parliament, who is a Sierra Leonean, had called him that they would be meeting today, but that they called him later on to say that the meeting had been rescheduled. And that up to when I spoke to him half an hour ago, the meeting hadn't happened, and he expressed what he called disappointment that the meeting had not happened for them to have been able to present their own side and vehemently deny and clarify.
Okay. So now, Umaru Fofana, they say, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, say Honorable Tunis, from ECOWAS Parliament, they don't tell and say, well, then go get opportunity for meet with the ECOWAS chair. Later, they tell and say, okay, they don't cancel, they don't postpone the meeting where they go get with the ECOWAS chair. But we hear the ECOWAS chair say, now quick come. After that status meeting, okay, from airport, now the vice president now be receive him. And the vice president been talk. They say them get closed door, talk with them talk. Then from there, he count on a status. Then after status, then go get lunch na the banquet. So to the time where Umaru Fofana they put this report, maybe they meet, I don't know. But to the time where Umaru Fofana they put this report, the ECOWAS chair no be don't meet with the opposing side when at the APC. He say right now in Sierra Leone, there is hardly what he say anything like dialogue. Okay? Let's listen.
That they had nothing to do with the events of last week.
So what happens next?
It's not clear, but it seems different parties and different groups are meeting. The Interreligious Council met today. And again, a short while ago, I spoke to the head of that Interreligious Council, the Catholic Archbishop, Edward Tamba Charles. He said that yes, they had met and that they were planning to also meet on Thursday with the government as well as with all political parties and all stakeholders involved to be able to calm down the nerves. Because as it stands now, there is tension here virtually every day with all sorts of things being said by various people on social media and all of that. So people here believe that the way to go would be for dialogue to happen, which the Interreligious Council, who were very much pivotal in holding meetings during the country's civil war in the 1990s, the hope is that they will also intervene this time around and hold a meeting of all the political leaders and all interest groups.
So Interreligious Council say then go come for organize this dialogue where all man done the call for the government side and the opposition side, the civil society, all man for kind of one round table, make them can talk. Interreligious Council with the count on una. We hope say it go born good picking. The dialogue, I mean. I'll continue for listening.
And you talked about the country's civil war in the 1990s. I just wonder, Umaru, that does this stand as a spectre that haunts people when violence of such a nature that we saw last week is visited on the streets of Freetown and elsewhere?
Oh, absolutely. So it does. I mean, it is something which has been also talked about by various people, different people here, saying that the scenes conjured up memories of the 1990s at the height of the country's civil war. And people have been calling, some cool heads have been calling for nerves to be calmed down, for people to dialogue, saying that jaw is better than war.
Draw, better pass, war. And that is true. Draw. Fet, draw. Okay.
So they would rather the parties came together and negotiated and discussed this matter instead of allowing the whole thing to spew itself out on the streets of Freetown and elsewhere, not least in the north of the country. So yes, it is something which is not lost in anyone at all here.
And in the interim, Umaru, there's been repercussions both in Freetown and the northern town of Makeni. Tell us a bit more about what's been going on. I mean, apparently in Freetown, we're hearing of arrests, plus a major market has been destroyed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, in Freetown, a major market on along the Sani Abacha Street area, where I would imagine hundreds of stalls were erected with thousands of traders doing business there every day to be able to eke out a living. All those stalls were cleared. Apparently, either on Friday or over the weekend. I went there over the weekend and I saw all the stalls had disappeared. And I also drove through the area again today and I discovered that none of the stalls were there. I mean, I've received messages on Facebook, people telling me that their stores have been taken away, have been cleared up. They don't know by who, they don't know why. They say it's affecting their livelihood. I mean, obviously, there are people here who feel that they cause a problem on the streets generally, but the timing of the removal or the clearing up of those stores has drawn up a lot of concerns here, that these are mostly opposition supporters. And some opposition members are saying that that's why they were deliberately targeted. But of course, there have been arrests again going on. We yet do not have any exact figures as to how many people have been arrested. A short while ago, I spoke to the head of the Criminal Investigations Department. He said that, yes, arrests were still going on, and even today some were taken in, but he wouldn't or couldn't give me exact numbers as to how many were being held by the police.
Yes, they don't arrest people but today we don't know the number of people where they don't arrest. So that's what Umar Fofana is saying. And even when I read for you from Sierra Leone police, then press release, then tell you about a couple of arrests, then what they don't do, but they not tell you how much people then get in the custody. Unless the one who say be happen at McKinney, who say they say ex-combatant, they say they arrest 4 people. Apart from that, the total number of people within in custody, we don't know.
And finally, you talked about Freetown there. What of the opposition stronghold of Makeni?
Yes, in Makeni, the latest in Tokmin town and across the country is the apparent shooting dead of one Hassan Samson Bangura, He's known by his alias Evangelist Samson. Apparently, yesterday, some eyewitnesses have told me that.
Yeah. He said an eyewitness na him tell him. Yeah? People away claim say then be then at the scene. Now then tell Umar Ufofana waiting if they can't talk so now happen between the police and Evangelist Samson.
A truckload of, rather a van with military men went to an area in McKinney.
You say na van people wear soldier man uniform. Now then go now one place na McKinney.
Where they met some young people sitting down and having a chat, and then they got off the van, which led to.
He say they meet young people and sit down and they talk. Yeah? So then come out inside the van.
These young people running helter-skelter, and then they opened fire.
The young people then begin for run. All man defend the road, they run, they go. Then claim say the people we wear uniform open fire.
And they shot this man, this Evangelist Samson. They picked him up and put him on the vehicle they were using, and then they drove off with him.
So, then shoot him, then put him at the motoka, then go. This now waiting Umar Ufofana say, the people that when talk to we claim say them been there. Now waiting they explain to her. I don't read to you just now waiting Salon police intel we. Okay.
We yet do not know where his remains are, assuming that he's dead, which of course has been confirmed by family members in McKinney as well as by an official of the Ministry of Information here in Freetown. But it is something which has conjured up a lot of concern about that, not least because in the same McKinney, on Thursday, just after the incident of Wednesday.
This na another incident where he said in Teller. But to say again, na McKinney. He said in Teller.
Police allegedly went to a residence as well, again in the central part of the town, and then they opened the door, knocked on the door, people came out and they shot one dead.
He said and tell and say, after the thing be happen on Wednesday, on Thursday, police go na McKinney, then knock na one domot. When they open the domot, then pull, then a door, then shoot one person, he die instantly.
As well as they shot another one who was running away.
The other one where they run, then shoot her.
He has been taken and is being looked after at the McKinney Public Hospitals.
Him, they can't go to McKinney Hospital. That's the one we not die. We be the one who then shoot. So now McKinney Hospital, then they look after him now.
So these two incidents have brought up concerns, not least in McKinney, but of course across Sierra Leone as well.
Yeah, you know so. Say this incident don't cause, but listen again. He was not there. He said, "I waiting and tell her." Now make you say allegedly. Okay.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Umaru Fofana live for us in Freetown, Sierra.
I want to tell Umaru Fofana thank you and BBC. Not through them we able for hear this. Draw, better pass war. Okay. Let's just read one more post. Then I go begin for come with panelists them. I tell you today I not get the energy, not so. I don't. These are not good times. I don't know if you are happy. Well, but to me, these are not good times in Sierra Leone. This not to the Sierra Leone way we lack, where we envisage, not to the salon this. Yeah? Okay. This now waiting Ibrahim Tommy say. He say, we just throw away the death penalty. Upulana we book Sutreana do. The one them we call for accountability and justice for the recent act of violence, including myself, Ibrahim Tommy. We do so because extrajudicial killings and other acts of violence, we no want to no more. In no get place now we country. Death penalty don't come out. Ibrahim to me they talk about extrajudicial killing. He say we no want them. Now we country. In no get place. Summary execution. We no want them now we country. In no get place again. He say we get lawful wisdom for ensure accountability and justice for any kind crime we person commit, no matter how big that kind crime that you think of, how dangerous, how you know able to talk yourself the crime be. But lawful wisdom they forget accountability and justice for them crime then they. He said, I hope say the Human Rights Commission Sierra Leone go expand in scope on the ongoing public hearing for look into the recent incident of violence with the view for establish the circumstances them will lead to waiting the death of the police officers them and the civilians them. We need accountability and justice for all acts of violence, including the death of the police officers them, the civilians them, and the destruction of public property them. We need accountability. That is true. Death penalty no day again. That is true. But with waiting, Umaru Fofana, they say people and they allege about the death them, say they meet somebody in an house. Then pull an ado, then shoot her. They meet your man, then get her. Where then they run because they see police then come. Or military people then come. Then shoot them. Not to them kind way then they for handle things. Not to them way then they. But Salon police don't give we their own. They not tell we anything but this other one where Umaru Fofana they talk so. Judge Kamara, just the other day, Fatoma be there. Just the other day, Fatoma be there with we. Maybe you know be there that day. But he was here. I think that was on Wednesday. That was on Wednesday where the incident happened. Or Monday. I can't remember anymore anyway. But let we come with Usman Toli. Let we get waiting and your take on all the different things them where I don't lay on a table. Welcome on board, Usman Toli. Get the platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A, and also I would thank everybody who listening to this program tonight. Triple A, you put a number of things them on the floor, and it don't come with so much information. So it left to we now for law we look into the information here and make an informed decision. I will start with the Ecowas chairperson, we the president of Guinea-Bissau, and visit na Salon. I think say we all be hearing this or being so pleased. For a say it come with high-powered delegation for come sit with we president together with the other parties them we involved. But this was a very short one, very short one, and I think say a good number of we look a little bit disappointed because we expect what we expect more from this meeting, and office say it really achieved in purpose. We don't know whether because it was a short one or some other reason. But I think say it's slightly below expectation. Okay, let's just dive quickly into the things that we see. First of all, the ECOWAS chair, we Sissoko, we and also double as the president of Guinea-Bissau. Don't forget, the man we the speaker of ECOWAS, we Mohamed Tunis, we the former leader of the government of the government, the speaker now. So these two are very close, very close people, and I think say be able to convince them more, especially I think before we don't talk to her for make it come, make it can try for bring a kind of dialogue between the government and the other opposition parties them due to some other issues them we don't go on. So able to convince them at some point. But so that's very important for us follow get that. Yeah, the speaker, we na Mohammed Sidis, na Sierra Leonean, and that of ECOWAS chair, we na Sissoko. Yeah, 90% of Guinea-Bissau, so they are very close. So you will see the kind of relationship boy they try for talk about now. Yeah. But clearly you see say Sissoko is just like most of us. I think he supports the idea for investigate what happened and for bring into books the one that we perpetrate or the one that we did behind the strike. We all support her. We all support the investigation process. So make no doubt about it. Instead of deal with the government, taking the stance of ECOWAS, say ECOWAS support that. And but one thing will come out clearly is that you listen to her. He talks say the president need for engage your opposition. He need for engage, need for go into dialogue. I think this now one of the things them will be on the call on at this platform. You know, certain things then you need for, you need for dialogue. As a leader, if we're able dialogue, if we're able influence, if we're able effectively communicate. Now all these things when they talk about dialogue, I think say it make that clearly to His Excellency Julius Maada Bio. Yeah. And the other thing also will come out clearly. Yeah. The president, then talk to Anespai Kuroma, who is presently on a foreign mission in Kenya. We go conduct election in Kenya. But he promised him, see, we come, he will meet with His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio. Yeah. But as you rightly say at AAA, we know say they only get meetings before, about 2-3 years back. But not much was achieved. not much was achieved. This is why I wish, all entire way they happen. So it's fine for President Sissoko for me get enough time for meet with them people here, so that they go try for see what in then we will forge in terms of moving the peace process ahead. But what in come out clearly, where I feel a little bit disappointed, is that we get the interim body of the opposition party when at the APC. They don't book appointment to them so that they for listening to their own side of the story, because Ecowas don't listen to the side of the government. I think it will make a lot of difference, a lot of sense for listening to the other side of the story. But as you say, AAA, it could be that because of time factor, because you say now for a short time, although they may not book appointment for go see this interim body for the opposition party, but they'll not be able to make them up. This is why I'm a little bit disappointed, because at it stands, honestly speaking, we all they look for a dialogue. We want a peaceful country. We don't want for see what in the go on in our country. It's not good for our country. It's not good for investment. It's not good for we people them. It's not good for businesses. So this is why we look for a dialogue. No peace loving Sierra Leonean go one for see this kind of elter scatter where to go on our country. So we've been get high expectation. This is why I say a little bit disappointed, because we expect for bring these two parties together so that they could try for bring a dialogue. However, President Sissoko of Guinea-Bissau, before it come out public, he say he get a closed door meeting with the president. And I think say they get a number of discussion. And one of the things that will come out clearly is that he said the president promised and say he get for meet with religious leaders, them, traditional chiefs, the CSOs. Yeah. So that is what the president don't promise him. Yeah. And I think that's what we have been looking for. And this is why they say, it's part of the effective communication skill. How do you engage all of them different people here, different communities, them, for bring them together so that, when you're not president in a country, you get for land for the influence. I know it's hard. I know people will say President Biobi don't try before, but at the end of the day, don't forget, where get a stable country, you effort them mostly they go in vain. So you get for go the extra mile. I know it's difficult for the president. I know he has made attempt before for dialogue with the opposition, but at the end of the day, he should not give up, because without peace, the government not succeed. So with the hope, say, what he tell the president of Guinea-Bissau, where in double as the chairman of ECOWAS, he will meet with the CSOs them, he will meet with the traditional chiefs them, especially the interreligious council, for let them try for bring about a dialogue over this matter. Let it not just escalate, so that they will try for put down the tension where they go on at the country. Okay, now I go to the press release. I think it's important. Yeah. First of all, before I talk about this, I just want to extend my condolences to the family of Evangelist Samson and make his soul rest in perfect peace. Yeah. And also would express with sympathy to the one them we lost their loved ones, and as well as the one that we lost their life during this this demonstration or riot. But what am I saying here? For those of you who are not familiar with Evangelist Samson, we know he's very active on social media. He's a member of the All People's Congress, very, very active. When I say active on social media, I mean very, very active. Yeah, you go into utterances. Sometimes you go into so much issue. They go deep. When I say you go deep down into politics, he's a well-known man. Most of times the listener may get a big voice. This is the voice of Evangelist Samson. I think say most people are way very conversant with the social media, they know better. Yeah. So we listen to the accounts then. And I mean, you can't say much in terms of Omoro Fofana your report. Because you say yeri na say na yeri what in tell him na you report. Then we get this press release from the police. There's some amount of discrepancy. We know that there are differences, but it is difficult to tell. We all know assumption, yeah, we make na yeah, but it is very difficult to tell. And this is why we call for an independent investigation. If we want to get a credible report from all what happened during this riot, come now to the killing of the other people, and recently, I think we need an independent investigation because we don't trust the police for handle this in the most justice manner. We need an independent investigation because think about Evangelist Samson, who side and say cause firing take place. Yeah, it's difficult to tell. Difficult to tell. Forget a true account of what happened. It's difficult to tell. And according to the police, they say they mean plan for stage another attack. I think this Monday coming. So according to other people, they say they be the plan, then they plan the planning for attack another attack. So whether this is true or not, but the good thing is that if we get an independent investigation on this, one, then we will come to a reasonable conclusion here. Yeah? Because 4 other members were arrested alongside the killing of Evangelist Samson. That's number one. And secondly, the police then say they meet a shotgun at the scene. Yeah? So that go give them a clue of what really happened. Yeah, we will give them a clue. The other man them where did they during the process, then we will squeeze them through investigation for let them give an account of what really happened. But as it stands, believe me, it's difficult for tell whether that press release will come out from the police station, from the police them is true. This is why we need an independent investigation into the matter here. And believe me, the other thing again where I want before I left for now is about the destruction of the market stocks them, the market table them for them business woman them. I think it's wrong. We don't know who that one. Not clear who that go do that. Some people and they point fingers at the police or the military, saying that that was a curfew time. So who that will go destroy them table and day. Yeah, these are all things that should be investigated because what they make I don't say people in the call say, oh well, let them pull and they all that, but this is the wrong time. All this they feel chaos in the country. We all know the cost of living crisis, and remember the kind people away where they drag at that place. These are people we rely on on for go sell on a daily basis for survive. So at this difficult and trying times for go pull in at that place, I think in itself, they bring acrimonious issues. They bring a lot of they bring disturbance to the one them we get in table and day. Don't forget one of the core system of this riot, now the cost of living. Clearly, we mentioned that. And for this time, difficult time like this, or go destroy them, table them. School they can't open. Most of them they get them picking and they go school. Now that business the way then they do. Now then they survive, and there is no alternative place where they provide for them for go do them business. It will have been ideal, if they get alternative place for them for go. I not say other people then go argue, say, they only provide other place for them. But at this difficult and trying times, I think say not to determine this way then for don't do it. So whoever is responsible for this, I hope say they will let we know. But I think the timing is wrong. And at this point in time, they try for calm down the situation. I don't think it's the best time. So I will stop here. Like give chance to me, fellow panelists. Them, thank you very much, AAA, and thanks to everybody with the listening.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. We can with Alpha. Let me waiting a get for it today. Welcome on board, Alpha. I get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, AAA. Thank you for having me on your show again. Interesting topic then for discuss. Very, very sensitive. Honestly, my heart's not sweet because waiting they go on as Sierra Leone. I tell anybody if you think say in favor you this term, remember say tomorrow it go favor other person. So let we support the right things and let we say the truth. The truth now go set Mama Salon free. Simply, I just get 3 points for talk on, and I think that will be my own submission for today. The first one I will talk on the Ecowas presidency statement we make na Sierra Leone we can visit. When you look at the statement, clearly it's just a one-sided statement because now based on information. In statements we give based on the information we don't get or we get or we come with and give. Yeah, I think say if we act as a leader or as a president for West Africa, ECOWAS for that matter, I think opposition very much important in any society. When they say opposition, it not necessarily mean that for destroy opposition, then they for destroy. No, opposition too gets positive view, then gets good things the way they self can come up with. So if incidents like this happen, then the whole president of ECOWAS, come now the country and not able for me to the opposition, and then they make a statement like that one day. That shows the information we get. Now that information they make them kind of decision and they or then kind of statement then they. Because I believe say if you may calm down more and listen and able to get meeting with opposition party, not only APC, we get a lot of opposition parties, them listen their own side. I think with you able to make an informed decision in making a statement. But again, when you look at his statement, I make I say now just one-sided statement information he get now that make that kind of statement day. Not only police then die, with other speakers then don't say, you self don't say. I think even though in an introduction he spoke about the death of citizens, but I think we get more citizens that way died than the police. I'm not saying police are not important, somebody not misquote me, but I believe say they are all Sierra Leoneans and we prioritize them. The second point I want to say, we see say even the government, all the statements what then they make, you see, they so prioritize the police that they hardly put more emphasis on the civilians the way die. If you check the amount of civilians the way don't die, people will call them all sorts of names. Some man don't say unscrupulous, some man don't say na gangs, some man don't say, but they are innocent people. We not even mixed parts by these riots where they neither even host them. Then in fact they protect guy themselves, but yet still bullets meet them. No sign of the way show we say na civilian fire them bullets them be. Now police fire them bullet them be. And honestly speaking, that will take me to the other points. We say a lot that would call for investigation. It's hard for no that now police they investigate police. With what are you expecting there? No matter how true the investigation is going to be, honestly, when you look at it critically, you will see say there are big line for compromise. Because if police go investigate police, you don't go see this partner police now do this bullets now from police personnel now this now that. It takes the grace of God and the fear of God for the police will come out out with a statement saying, yes, we personnel then and then fire this, and then this ex-name official and I fire this particular bullet. It takes only the grace of God. Now Sierra Leone at this point so they see. Yeah. So for me, for say police let them investigate, let them this. Now wait and see the outcome of the investigation, because when you look at the investigation where they go on, now just for still continue for pressure or capture oppositions them, opposition supporters them, and then when we go on the strike action or the riot. So for me, we will never get clear investigation. If you want, I can cite few more the Pademba Road saga for when they investigate. Have we got a clear result or investigation comes that said XYZ? No conclusion on that investigation up till now. You go back to the McKinney, all the killings them. They say they investigate. What is the conclusion of it? Who has been held responsible? Nobody has been held responsible. Even if they pull report, the report goes be, in fact, you don't able to get one person for all directly saying I'm responsible for this killing or whatever. So for me, even this report where they said investigation, all is going to be done in favor of the government. That's me saying, that's what me see, AAA. And the other thing I want for talk on, for me, is another concern now with the interreligious council where they call for dialogue process. You know, the government we don't try on for big peace commission, all that in the day. Again, who that the camp at that dialogue process day? Is the president going to come there? What will be the outcome? Who then they get for involved? Is it only the opposition party now go come, or is it only the ministers? You know, when we they call Lincoln dialogue here, I think for me, my own opinion, not even the interreligious council for the call Lincoln dialogue process here. I feel sick. The government now gets the responsibility for call on dialogue. No council done at table. Yeah, we're able for see waiting at the thing. You know, but again, if the interreligious council don't see and say it's important for make them call peace process or dialogue process, I want for believe say the government for take come with great responsibility for let themselves come and able for hang heads together with oppositions and other groups them, make them able for see the way forward. Because if not so that, I'm afraid this election where they come, the tension, they continue for rise every other day in the country. If you look at the killings, the way they go on now, the tackle and say they're going to capture people, them. It continue for raise waiting threats, it continue for raise, panic, tension among civilians, amongst the citizens. Yeah, so for me, I think the government still gets more role for play. You know the head of the country. Open your hand. We agree. Nobody no supports violence. Nobody no ever now this forum say yes, people should go out. Nobody, I think, where they give comment or analysis now this program. Not ever. We all condemn it, but that does not mean say the government no will open hand, will listen. It not mean say opposition or where people say then they go on protest, they not get message for the government for being a listening government. That's what our president promised us. That he is a listening government. So if things like this they come up and they believe say the president for don't say okay XYZ don't happen, we go investigate. But again, some of the things that will come up, have we learned anything from it? What is the way forward? Then things we should learn from it as a nation. The last point I want to talk on Tripoli now the press release of the police. The police then press release is very clean, straightforward. But again, when you look at it critically, if then they go crossfire, people around that area they would have give testimony. We for don't hear him, na social media, or for don't say this, then get serious firing when they happen at McKinney, then see them. But we not they condemn or we not they say anything until they see the investigation they go on. But again, like they say, who that they investigate who. What do they expect from the outcome? The police, they don't pull machine guns in and then go fending at the what they call. But when you listen Omar in reports, from an eyewitness, it's a different ball game to waiting the police they don't present. So who side we for them? Who side we for belief? As police force, waiting for belief from them. For me, last two I will say we police force therefore continue for perform their role with professionalism, therefore continue to perform their role without bias. They are there to protect lives and property and not to take lives and property. I'm not saying people should take advantage of police because they too, they are human beings and they are Sierra Leoneans. But for me, they are well trained. They went to training school. This is what they are doing in a training school, for train them for control riots, for train them for, for bring peace in the country, for train them for protect lives and property. They're not go train for can't take lives and property. They're not go train for make them go and shoot anytime when riots happen. Like I say again, the last time we talk now, this program say the police for they get development and programs, then for the rights, project them for improve their service system. Like now, the last time I talk, I say me one for see Sierra Leone police get body camera. Or one for see Sierra Leone police then don't improve. Then forget, Motokade we get camera where they snap, not to pass police go to nap na streets, they ace hand before traffic. We need for the talk about traffic lights. Let the police improve. This for me, I then carry with the name they see Sierra Leone police. Although people then get opposing views, or man, we don't say it's not possible. Why would they pull? Why would they pull their money? Then they all lend it. Then they. But again, if we they think for Sierra Leone develop, this is how we want to see our Sierra Leone police force. The force for good. Thank you very seriously, people.
Thank you very much, Alpha. We want to say thanks to Alpha for your contribution today. Let's come with Tony. Larry, waiting in get for it today. Welcome on board, Tony. Get the platform.
Yeah, Abraham, thanks for having me and Kushan Kabo Fambule. I think for me, the Ecowas president or chairman we come message was clear. And in summary, what Timmy would take from his message is about unity. Because he even make reference to a situation where he say the Tunis where happen for be na the ECOWAS parliament made mention to say eager for dialogue with union opposition or people around them where if we say, and even mention about sometimes go get all the ideas. Sometimes if there are issues coming up, you get for listen to other people and wait on the other side as well. You understand? It's not about ego, it's not about everything because you want for govern a country where there is at least 80% unity there, wherein there is no division. Even within we own circle and say if there is division, definitely it's very difficult for me to get something for succeed, And my other message we me get, especially at this crucial time when the debt toll increase, now we get 25. People then get for understand say after gathering no relevant, it's not necessary for begin get together, especially if say, especially right now at this crucial period where the whole thing is being centered around the investigation and the current regime, the say the opposition gets great hands in this whole thing will happen. I feel say them self get for caution the whole way, and especially them waiting at the struggle of the opposition. Then get for very be careful waiting they do. Then get for very, very youth or whoever adults or this or that. Because they kill you at above. How many people they would not kill at Tombo? At this, before even this regime they kill people in Kabbalah as well. During the past regime. Nothing. All the investigation and they. So even when they ask them for investigation, what would they see? Now just do me or do you? Because even the last regime self, they keep people in Kabbalah. You understand? So the point I'm making here is, if you say you get future for yourself, say you get a goal, you get a dream, go allow for make you to involve yourself by anything we go jeopardize even you or put your life at risk. Because not all the spirit say that guy will die meeting a host with his family. You understand what I mean? I know they say in other right for association. Abraham Maslow self-mentioned something about belongingness, love and belongingness. But especially at this crucial period, when people then still die, when security there is a security threat. Anything right now, an officer them are get for taking anything for granted at this period. So people get for advise themselves. Because we all waiting now where they talk now, we not support this whole thing will happen. Because if Salon, anything happen there tomorrow, a lot of people they waiting at the diaspora, then get investments in a Salon. Some are not everything where they work na them place here, that's where they invest. And besides assets, you get family members there. If any problem be in a salon, now we now the diaspora get forget the effects. Because what you make now, you go making our money and get for they call you get for the send code, you get for the send this, you get for worry, especially if your parents send it or you get picking and it or whatever. So it affects everybody. So this is not about politics, it's not about this, it's not about that. People get for advice themselves, you know. And if we say, especially at this period when everything right now is like things fall apart, there is no center, not there way to go hold between the opposition and the government in power. I feel say the interreligious body gets a big task. It's a huge responsibility where I feel say they therefore make sure say then self not take sides. Because for find problem, for cure a disease, you get for make sure say when are the diagnose, you get for diagnose, you get for try for know what are the root causes, what are the problem them, what cause all this problem or this situation, make it not happen again. So then self we get for actually sit down, get for really be sincere. Because for me, I think they're the only last resort. The only last resort, because even the NGOs then what we get where they deal with people, we get PPRC, we get this, we get different groups. And officer, this particular situation, a big for them. When they even if they get for the part of the team, but women officer then go able alone go handle this situation. So the interreligious group, the imams, the pastors, the reverend, the archbishops, whoever, the Catholic, as see where the archbishop sit down with the president, and I'm just saying now we get high esteem for because now inside the wedding, now I mean the officiating clergy, where I feel say they're not go tire, you know, because a situation like this where they happen in a country. I mean, it's not so. Even if situation happen coming out of hands tomorrow, even if APC can, it go very difficult for making them govern because can plant here on top loss. Definitely, these challenges go affect the regime as well. So, in as much as we all want peace, then CSF get a responsibility. The young people, the way you go say, okay, these people then they associate where say they associate themselves with APC or associate themselves with SAP. They self need for start for begin one the young people them. Because some of the people the way they talk, you're able for align, you're able for see who say the allegiance, the lies. So then secretary response not just for say we deny this. Put a public notice and want people then say be directive, not even send a blanket notice. If now me Tony they talk something bad one, no say people able align me with a political party and me where I talk, then go say, oh, another party they you the party get responsibility for public notice and direct them to let people then know say they have disassociated themselves with you. You understand? With Tony saying so and so. But once it reached to this point, you say definitely imagine 25 people, not to 25, not to small figure. It's not 5, it's not 10, it's not 15, it's not 20. We talk about 25 people where they are alive before last week Sunday. They were alive. They're not sick. They're not nothing. Then they're alive. They get plants. Some get plants. Some not get plants because then I would say, you know. So we the big whoever we're gonna get for Sidom the religious council. This is a crucial. This if finally we learn from them. But it's like we not learn from what happened the same way we get the war tale, you know, because 20 years back, some people don't know, you know, some man they forget quick. You say Salomon, they forget quick. So a situation like this, if finally people really be sincere, let's try for us, you know, say, because trust me, if they were proactive, people then we don't come out and able to find a solution, a common ground, all this thing not for that happen. We not go for the procrastinate. We not go for the make feel too big. Feel too, oh no, I not get time. I get for travel here. Oh, I get for go yonder. So I not get time for address. You don't need for talk to these people of Salon in English. Especially when you want to get a wider audience, especially at a situation where but people their mind gullible and you get somebody because that man when sit down at that corner, they talk to them in English. So they made them find the conversation. They made them find his conversation very interesting. And see, like I say, now like how we the Sunday people then they go sit down for listening and don't go them. Where people then early morning, you didn't have church, some people then they run for common church for go put radio for listen to down them. Now so it's similar. So even the one they're wearing at the strategic unit where they communicate, if it's possible, they have to come down to the people and speak in a dialect where we get a wider audience. They have said they are not effective in delivering their job. They know they meet their KPI. Because if you get your KPI, you know communication with you main function now for disseminate information. Almost now where they go on a press conference. Almost now where they go under. So then get for make sure say, even when they then set get for move around. The same way the president go on 98.1 and move 1 or 2. You see the audience. People then glue that money there to 98.1. You see how many people then we connect because people want to get them from the horse's mouth. People want to hear what they say. People want to know what's in their opinion. People want to ask questions. People want to send in their comments. You just tell the president he can bust in one time, a whole town hall meeting. By the time we reach for that, we ask some question. Now go up in a room. Would that mean that they follow ask question at the Minister of Information? No. Some of us were not there to ask the Minister of Information question. We were there to ask the president question because it's a town hall. You understand? So again, we get for try for no waiting at the root cause of the problem. Then we authorities are not they run away from people, the questions where people don't for ask. Sometimes it's good make you are waiting and they say you're able to find solution because the people around you not for everything they will tell you. Something that then are waiting will suit you, then they will tell you. Because when they tell you things the way they go bad, definitely you don't make other people their job become probably not get a job again because they are not doing their jobs. Because every year budget is being allocated to each ministries for make them deliver. So if a ministry is not delivering, which means you are not effective. And I don't see why the minister for continue for daily. Because if you not fulfill your mandates, which means me the president says I'm not go for achieve my targets because somebody along the line is not delivering. So many times when people want to talk to you as the president, give that time. I'm not saying you're involved in traveling, a lot of things are happening and this and that. You have to give that time. You have a mandate, you have a job from the people vote for you, now then grab that money, wait and put you in. So you have to give them that time, even if not 30 minutes of your time, and address people them. You feel Salon not for govern. Salon very now people in Salon are loving people. But when you create that artificial scarcity, you create yourself like say you're not available for the people, who are you serving? You have ministers, yes, of course. But you have to make sure if the people want to ask questions, these things should not have been to this point. If they actually will have done their job, somebody then our corner they talk, other people then our so and when able identify the people that were sending comments here. When able identify them, not to say then they some say we enable. Why can't you be proactive and deal with the matter? When they say when the iron warm, now you knocker. When the iron warm, now you knocker. You know the way so the iron don't cold. Then lead with to all this, we lose 25 people because we fail for doing job on time. We not be proactive. Instead, we reactive now. They can't waste resources now, so they can't do investigation. Then they can't do this. Then they can't do that. Well, we not for don't spend them on here because at least they for don't address the situation. You know, so that me will take now the Interreligious Council officer now danger for do a better job in this time. They're not afraid for tell nobody to. If the past regime gets involved in this whole thing, they got to apportion the responsibility to them. That they got for deal with the situation in house because they know can go back to South don't go. You understand? If the current regime self they got the flat, tell them who side and point they. But let us find a way forward. Let's have respect. If you say respect, then for day. If we don't get respect for authorities, them, past and present, definitely there is no way we're able to govern well. We can forget to respect some of the utterances that what they say. They say what now like a cola. We utterances very important. Very, very important. You know, that na me take. But
Thank
you
you very
when
much.
wedding at us. You see that somebody can use you, call you per meeting. The police now, the soldier that we right now, they're not ready for take risk. They're not ready for take risk for make them die again. You know, so this particular point, not sit down person take your hand and pull bangana fire. Now you hand go burn. You sit down person can take your hand and say can't pull the bangana fire in. Tell a line say pull the bangana fire, then you hand burn. But you sit down and pull it, you take your hand, go pull Bangana far. Now you go suffer. Who that go suffer? Now you see what's happened. 25 people. Sorry for the one that well they don't have us where they afraid and I bullets go meet there. They make fetch for any kind of fine any confusion of fine, not allow us. Even a family safe. Not allow this if possible, that word, I'm sorry. Some family don't go apart from what marriages don't go apart just because of that one game what we one person wants any say, I'm sorry. I beg. Now the problem where you don't forget ego. Ego not for day. Now look up in a lot of lives. Can I take?
All right, thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Ibrahim.
Yes, Usfend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple for giving me the platform. And thanks to all our listeners and viewers, and thanks to Mr. Usman Toli for his submission. And let God continue for keep we heart strong and give we that peace of mind with all what's in the go so because you can be traumatized in any way. Some people can get far away traumatized. How we able to overcome all these challenges because this is a journey where they become very bumpy. They travel up towards this election and towards this transition, whatever thing they want for do they. So, but they see the trend of this event, don't go for 1 week. Now the second bit now of the second week, I mean the other bits inside the second week of this event, we they see a more of a trend of diplomatic action then. And they go on now. And then while you see an action of trying to get culprits based on their own decision wouldn't be done pronounced. And you see an issue where you go on with a summary execution. And then you see an area where people in the come up for letting go pronounce within the need for do for let peace go day. But we don't hear it from different sectors, them, the mainstream media, all other areas, they don't view all these days, they see different things where they go on. But the backstage and the front stage are different things because they get the politicians in where some of them, you get the politicians where they take the front line and you have politicians who are those observers or political scenes and then they look at and then they react. But what are they trying to say here now? We don't reach the stage where it become complicated, but when they see actions and they go while things and they go on the side again. Here we don't see the public, they try to engage them. People understand they engage them. Okay. Then they say then they control certain issues then are they pronounce what the government can say. But we see the where don't they go, look maybe sometimes an active one, maybe an internal engagement then they do instead of like external how they talk of. Or a direct engagement so that they be able to forget that dialogue and talk within and get for go. But don't necessarily not been work or it never work. Or people and we bring them, they say it work, or people are not cooperate, or the people are ready for coming at table for let things and work out for let we will get something where they go find while the political game they play. Referee them. So but here now we don't say they don't do all kind of things, but the stage now we don't see diplomacy, we don't see now all diplomacy period time style they use. Now in business sometimes they work. Because when they see changes they come, you see the media, you see social media, you see all sort of things they develop. You see people in most of the social media now because they encompass everything, Twitter and so on, everything, WhatsApp. So you can't see all this they come along. People they develop and globalization they go play, they change their style. So you see that old style they they wear out away. They walk to the people and they walk with the one day when they bring and come. But the other side would have been left outside during the areas of making a conflict resolution or trying to let things and work out or learning from past events where people will say, we get TRC here, they can't talk, say, so we know for do, or we get the APR, we get human rights, we get everything, we get the government, with this under. So, but them process, I just say, they've been not just left out, just the one sector where not the traditional diplomacy, we in terms of cultural diplomacy. So, but inside diplomacy, you get the public, you get the economic one. You can talk about the parliamentary, and you even talk about the military diplomacy. All this while they encompass in time for where things will go well. But the time period when they use their method there, but then when they use them, then erode again the respect of the traditional cultural rules. So they put them on one side. they begin to become modernized, and then they transform them more into politics rather than traditional rules. So you see that part there, that one side will they on one side of all the they talk about now, that diplomacy, what did they do in terms of changing here? So then they try for pull all and bring new. So the new one now, what they don't see say, now you go get for work. Now you see say some of the outside bodies, when the so-called, what they call the hybrid type, they say, well, love make something, because people and then they adapt to this type of system, Lord will find a way for confront them. Now in all areas then we understand about how peace they try for come, then they try for bring on the table. Where you don't see the international bodies, the UN, the Babatunde, all those people around Twitch say the same thing. We say they end up when I investigate and try find a dialogue. You see, so and then they say when I go first back. So, but you find out say all this then when they come with this new one, but the one then now we go for adapt them. Now they you see they can channel them through that TRS where they been bring camp, where they say they recommend that for do this. You see EU then they bring their method inside election for do the actual effect no go commodity. You see UNDP they help. They see the Irish aid back here that they help areas for develop with UNDP. So all those areas exist now the modern type of diplomacy that they work on, so people can go get what they need, and then the government will give back what the people they need, and then better life will go and everybody will become happy. And when I say happy, I don't mean say you will get everything or everything is all right. But I mean where you will say I did get my basic daily living where at least I not go without. So these are the points where you see now this diplomacy we don't read now. When now we come to the man in Kanwan Salon, where now the ECOWAS leader. But again, I just want to reflect again in visit one, look see the ECOWAS even they deal with. And what's in the ECOWAS, we know say that we don't get a corporate among members then, one of 15 states, for raise standard of living and promote economic development and security issues. But when they see what's in they go now, you go question themselves where did they? Then one of the big man them, one of the ECOWAS, who can always call what they don't do when a sustainable thing force with the question that side they will put them on one side. So you just say that in the anchor inside would foresee that then for Lego you will forget diplomacy and public public engagement for so about democracy. They talk about the rights of people and then he talk about was how people are able to respect the government for na democratic government. So any time when you talk, you see about democracy, and then you also come and talk about peace and security. So the democracy, the peace and the security, now in your area for what it come for come deliver, because now one of the elements we ECOWAS then oblige them for do. So when it come, you don't show in different forms from waiting, they don't brief them as act of man, that another one day the law say pop, another one day they don't show you see graphics, then they kill this, they but don't brief you get and come. Then the other area now we end speech, now very important, we another human act as a mortal man within a human brain, not a computer, not what you read, what you don't access. So you give examples of people that with them for all kind inside and partake show deaf ears, they're not able to react within a part of this organization. Now, for that, they ask what they do for raise standard of living, security, and other things they for do. So you question aside about what then they do. But again, the money don't cover it as what they pay for, you don't can't cover it because then they get aid and support from different areas and recognition. But the point what that for builder is when you come for this diplomacy for say they try to do in that modern way, you don't try to bring inside that 3 points then they. But when they talk about the democracy, they talk about the democracy in 2 ways. They talk about watching the citizens they observe for letting them go do as citizens then. And then remember again, not so that one day now back, the democracy, watching you show to the citizens then. Because you have two sides, watching the citizens obliged for do, would enough for kill this, and then again, watching you as the government you are supposed to do. So that's why they cover it as the one way for show democracy. I don't deliver that message. Then the one at the peace again, is show and say that for them we get dialogue. They see an example of a dialogue with somebody you don't witness, what he does do, and then he try to encourage people for going to dialogue, where he talk to the president, the ex-president, and so on. So that now one way he don't think say now the way he will do in peace. Then he come to the security, he remind back what the government get for do, so that the security go able for day in the country. We still come back say now through dialogue and other things that will go before. So you see certain point there, then they deal at the table. But when you look at in the man back in on the small background in the country, we know say if you don't they get an issue there in the country, he get cook the tower and be happen there with the whole small of the man there, but he gets a relationship with the EU and the outside world. So because of this again, there's this in a man, it look a bit influential. But even though instead they get a problem because just in February, if I chair meeting, then get some Sujaman, then we go attack them. But in they blame the people and when are the drug trafficking. So this was just this year. So, but again, in the deal with that case day. So during this case, then they arrest because 11 people have been dying in a military attack. They attack in 5 hours, the fight been they go now like the State House. So during this February, as well, then for that point, the Nadella man they tell us, say, you talk to the opposition party because at they instead they get issued them back. So if they get people away, they point finger from back. Even they know when they get too much of arrest. So you see how they advise them on that point there. But don't let for talk no more. They said get a similar situation. Then I'm not saying it was too, but it was terrible because now being war. They not ever get war. See that thing will affect from Portuguese time. But they say the trend in the show, not only branch, they say when I get for show, when I identify areas when I go able to achieve peace. When I find these areas, when I go able to achieve peace. Then now the government side and the media side, look again, few of them the kind of media like today we'll see Mr. Julius Spencer, they try for picture. Even you try for put that in there on one of your live streaming. So you should say if they try for emphasize it. And I'm sorry, Alpha Khan. He said the point who we don't create for let communication go there, for let the government go the talk, we don't create Thursday. Every briefing. Well, it is true because me I can always sometimes watch them. But if you go on the Ministry of Information and page, you take every Thursday from the time when they don't they get in here now. They go on every Thursday. Go see some of them can go quiet, but some of them, especially recently, what they do, and they always bring Imran because Imran. Because I don't call him Salmon Jereru is actually somebody's diplomatic. I will say what thing you observe, I not say that be left to what somebody else they go see where you go look there doing it. So he not get for 10 policy off directly, but because Imran the other faith is you don't talk here in 2 minutes. No, you stop for ask this question, you this. So I ain't been used recently with some few people. When then they ask the journalists, and that time when they say, okay, journalism for ask question, they are really asking question. But if you see the trend and the time when they give them and the limits of number there, with the crowd of the so-called journalists okay there, I doubt it say if that media not the actual way. Because if it was an actual way, you will not say all the people when they go, they come up from different media. They say all the media they speak of Freetown. They did it. So if I say that leader for not ask that question over and over that area there. But I don't go too detail. Therefore, see that system was not working effectively. So I don't know them therefore see what I don't find. But in the embarks, well, that was one of the good area where they try to do the communication. But I only hope see the advice coming up to the advice with the non kanji international bodies, the more don't they ring out and you get the human rights, then they see when I try dialogue instead of when I begin to go do summary execution. Or when I go begin to go do a kind of a pointing finger or creating sceneries for say we do sceneries that this happened, that so happened, and that this at the exhibition. So but the exhibitors are going to leave and body points and try get to the table to get dialogue and get the table for them to get this dialogue. Then you come again to the area of this summary execution we are concerned about. It reminds me of that certain thing that happened at Salon after that January 6th. That was just for the first 3 weeks. Summary execution from up going under now. Take on a turn. People and they go and point finger. They also mention these days, go and bring them, but not just one say things at all. Then they go point finger, say now this man, and then they go burn wheels. Their summary execution go for almost 1 week. But again, you and them get for come up. MSF then go na the air. I remember a lady called Monica. They get for announce Maxwell Kobe, tell him and the line stop this summer execution. Because even me before me I two, one now up gone. I the escape that thing I will sleep like you see that night from corner. I the camp of transit and meet then they let me just not even say somebody was mutilated. Put him body in at the without walk gun, the pusher, say, because somebody point out. So, but this is what you don't want, where they will forget evidence, hold somebody, maybe even that person they go might be somebody useful tomorrow, you go change them, society will change them. Maybe you get just a disgruntled. But I know they say people embark not for pay for crimes, the way they do, if they really commit crimes. But remember again, when certain things are fragile, you know, this causes of the situation, which then he always end back. All this, even for this and pop, always use and go handle for they try to get and seek for peace. So this is what you know one will reach that last resort after people that don't suffer and then they come back to peace. People and they try for get peace and so on and so forth. But all this we try for talk say let drama know the day in Africa. Election in Kenya a small drama. Past one of people who get said they under drama, Mali drama. Then they tell you about the security. Look at that triangle. Arms recently in Africa, they go arms and back when they see the NDC. So all this, and then the ring and the is the UNDP ring and the try and not anything there. Una don't get the infrastructure, una try build them, Interpol and other things they wanna get in place so I'm not go able to go. Because now if we come to the issue like this forensic area where they go see them meat gone for quickly, the meat gone and then my other hand. Okay, we're not going to deny, but because of the type of forensic, people are say I hold the bullet in my hand. But right now you can get for whole all you need for do strap on, fan plastic, hold on, because that system not there. So but because of that system not there, the politicians, most times, the one who are the front lines, as they say, that is the area. Some of them, they know they say, no, they talk like you, but the point when they try to do, what is a short-term intervention, they wouldn't do for them good intervention. They like it, can't they? But not because they mean, but just to secure what then they do. Because when you want to arrest a victim, you get for the technical for do you get for the professionalism. But if you get for say firing, being they on the last street, they win an open street, when one of the main center. And the system at the same area back, then go next, then go broke. So it might be said they were patrolling that area because they system in a high street area. But another one deny there was no gun. The people is done. They said make. But again, if you see the scenery, people run away. Now they shoot. Okay, then people did it. They confront. But if people they do ambush, when are ex-combatants, when they use guerrilla fighting. They're not be for them is that motokaide. I'm not talking of bad things. I'm talking of experience for me don't get. That's the tricky I desire for talk. Because like guerrilla fighting, that station road in a narrow, small curve. But all that they trying to say, let the government try to embark on making forensics as another area where they will build up the security. So then we're able to learn forensic, how government will able to plan, and then look how we will forget sustainable peace. But it's difficult. The police and therefore try to get the action where they can deal with so that the report where they can bring the genuine. But I know they say people are not ready to fight there. I'm not saying I lied and they lie, but no wait and follow how the story they go. But they say like now you lose the evidence. They are trying to lose the evidence when them if I don't get. Because if I don't tell them another story, we'll tell you useful to them, I'm not put it that way. But again, because professionalism not there and the rush. Because when they broke Banga for make that malanko, you did knock out small stone. But if you take that hammer, with them how they make cutlass, that big one you whap them. Now you get work because you know we will pull the Banga and the Tanda. So all this is what we need. Smaller things and smaller problems, you deal with them so that you will be able to absorb. You build that institution where you will be able to go tap all 10. The structure there, so all you get for the always they rebrand. You rebrand, how people engage your change because you get the structure and then they go use. But Lord, we pray let God make this year how they go on so it go end fine. Thank you very much. Let God help the nation and then help leaders and then we're able to get a peaceful environment where people and we're able to live happily. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, friend.
You're welcome, yes, sir.
We don't lay everything on the table. We don't hear from all the panelists them. And so we go close today on. We'll go there back tomorrow. God being our helper. So to meet again tomorrow. Triple say, tata.